Well, happy Tuesday evening to you. Chris Hare, the world champion crypto cowboy, bringing you another ETH update. We're going to go ahead and throw it out there tonight, and I've got an ICP video coming for you first thing in the morning. But the question begs, is ETH dead? We've had a bloody month, especially the last week or so. Just not been good. But I think there's hope. We're going to break it down in the charts, and I'll explain everything in detail. Got some upper end targets for you, so you're going to want to stick around to the end of the video for that. But let's go ahead and get started here. I'm going to start off with my wins. Talking about Solana, had a great win there, 503%. Took profits all the way down. It hit my target. I got out. I got out of all these trades. As soon as they hit targets, as soon as I hit where I wanted, just get out. There's no point in getting greedy and taking a chance on losing what you've gained. Here's my Ethereum trade, 418%. Caught it on the pullback on Monday. Bitcoin, 281%, was a really nice trade from 106. And XRP from 239 all the way down to 209. Hit my targets, I got out. But we'll move on and start breaking out everything that's going on. Start off with the crypto fear and greed index. Currently in fear, guys, all the way down to a 20. I believe that's the lowest we've been. This measures market sentiment. And you can tell people are scared to death. Not a lot going on. I think there was some capitulation. People just cutting their losses and getting out today. It was ugly. But what I tell you and what I usually do is the best times to buy or when we drop down into these fears and extreme fears, I just DCA a little in and whatever. I usually use bigger coins because small caps, pull back so hard. So the Ethereums, the Solanas, XRPs, Bitcoins of the world, they're good to try this strategy on. But what I do is I buy, I wait, I sit on them. And then once they get up into greed, I start DCAing out as they go higher and higher. It's a pretty good strategy, works for me. Something you want to try, reach out to me, hit me a comment. I'll explain more in detail. But we'll pull up an altcoin season index, currently at 25. Yesterday we were at 26. No shock that we've pulled back just a little bit with the bleeding out that we've done. Last week we got all the way up to a 31 and I was kind of interested. So I'm going to be interested over the next couple of days to see what happens here, especially if we have some kind of rebound, because what we really need to see is get up in these lighter and darker blues. Like last month we hit a 59 and everybody remembers November, December, just an absolute face melting run. And we got all the way up to an 87. But we'll get into the meat and potatoes now. The liquidation heat map. This is what market makers use to attract your liquidity. We'll go to the weekly here, pull it up because the 24-hour just doesn't give us a lot of information and we need to know what's going on. It was a beautiful day in Texas today too, 75 degrees. I'll take it. But you can see we came down, we grabbed a bunch of this liquidity. There's a little more here, but we're working our way up. You can tell the bright pockets are there. They set this up. We got the bounce. Everybody saw us pull back, piled in short, and here we are. They're running up. They're setting their traps. And I think they're going to go ahead and come up and get the rest of it. So what they do is they track this liquidity. Everything above price action is a short trade. Everything below is a long trade. And they just draw the charts. They move it up and down, and they just eat up every piece of liquidity they can. So cumulatively, short trades, 2.75 billion going up. We go down to the long side, 263 million. So a clear imbalance. You can see they're working up. There's really bright pockets up here, and I think that's where they're headed. But we'll get into the charts. We'll figure all that out. Start off with the 4-hour. You can see we're in our parallel channel. Like I've told you before, when these things break out, fall back in, they go all the way to the bottom, and you can see it happen just there. It broke out here, fell back in, tried to retest and break out again, and we went all the way to the bottom, guys. Wicked right down to the bottom. So I think the move is probably done here, the move to the downside. We may come up and retest this fair value gap, come back down, try to retest this weekly 50 smooth moving average. That takes 50 of these candles, puts a fluid line on the chart by each time frame, works as excellent support and resistance. You can see it here, the white line on the 4-hour chart, and the simple moving average is right below it. So what do we need to happen here? Well, we need to break through this fair value gap first of all, and I think what's going to happen on a 4-hour chart is we're going to come up here and test it, come back down, retest the low, and then work our way up. If we do that, what we need to do is we need to break out of this channel finally, cross this 50 simple and smooth moving average, and get into this 4-hour golden zone. From there, we need to consolidate and work around in here. And then once we break out, we'll get over this 200. And our next targets would be $45.83 to $5,000 on the 4-hour. But that gives you a pretty good idea of the pretty here and now of what's going on. Moving out to the daily, you can see that bull flag just a little bit better. It didn't drag that over, but we should be right about there. But you can see, let me just adjust this just a little bit. Now it makes more sense. Okay, there we go. All right, now, but you can see we've hit the bottom of the channel. We've worked our way up. We've reclaimed the 200 moving average on the daily. That's bullish, guys. So what we need to do is we need to come up to this golden zone that I don't have marked. Our 50 smooth moving average sits there on the daily. Our 50 simple moving average will be trying to catch up. What we need to do is we need to break out, consolidate, and then work our way up to the daily golden zone at $4,200 to $4,500. Daily extensions sit up $5,400 to $6,100. The 2.618 sits at $8,000. If we get a run here, guys, I don't think you can rule that out. First night I've been bullish in a while. Feels pretty good. So here we are on the weekly. What's going to happen? So you can see we lost the 50 simple moving average for a second, reclaimed it right away, bounced off the 50 simple smooth moving average in our weekly target. I think we go north here, guys. Like I said, target's 52.91, 71.57. If we can get a good run, $10,000 I don't think is out of the question. But we'll play that by ear and see what happens. I'll get some trend lines drawn on this chart for tomorrow night. We'll see how the retests went over the next 24 hours, and we'll break this all down again and do the same thing tomorrow. But that gives you a pretty good idea of what's going on with Ethereum. I post all these charts in the crypto school, those signals. I post those there. I know a lot of guys made some money on the gains that I showed you earlier. I think they did just as well. Some did a little better. They got crazy with their leverage. What do you do? But like I said, you'll find the link to that in my description. There's also a link to BitUnix, get you a sweet deal on trading, get you set up trading if that's something you want to do, and a link to my X. And don't forget to leave us a comment, like, subscribe, hit the bell notification. You'll get updates as soon as we upload a video. And I really appreciate you watching. But I've said enough already. This is the world champion Chris Hare, the Crypto Cowboy, and we'll see you down the road.